Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Unicorn Caller, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I wanted to do something different for a video. I wanted to show you guys my gear, and basically what healing gear I specifically use in combat. I guess this can be like a 3,000 subscriber special or something like that. I just can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support. So before we get into it, I need to make some things clear about this gear set, because I already know that everybody is already have their keyboards out, so I know everybody's getting ready to type. So let me just talk real quick. First things first, this is not a PvP build. Okay, if you guys know me, I don't do PvP, and I probably never will for the longest time. I'm not a PvP player, and this gear set specifically, I wouldn't recommend it for PvP, just because the meta is always changing and stuff like that. Also, my gear build is kind of expensive, so please don't try to replicate it. It's a little pricey. I don't even think you can get some of the items anymore, actually. But anyway, second thing first, if you have any like suggestions for any gear upgrades, I'm always willing to listen, but just remember, I am not buying any packs. I am not buying any bundles just to get a specific gear piece. I don't spend money on this game, nor do I play it as frequently. And then third, but not least, or finally, this gear just works for me. It just works for me, alright? If you have 50 million resistance, I am so happy for you. But personally, this is just something that works for me, and it's just a fun video. So, without further ado, we're gonna jump into the video of what Richard Unicorn Caller wears in combat. I'm also going to be showcasing the stitch, or where I got the stitch from and stuff like that. So, let's jump right into it to the backpack. We got a lot of options for the hat. Over time, I have always been looking for a hat that has resistance. So I'll show you the Atlantean Great Helm, which comes from the Atlantean bundle, which I believe you can maybe buy in GameStop. I'm not sure if it's still available or if it's a discontinued bundle, but I did get this from a little throwback, you know, just throwback weekends when they used to do like bundle paloozas and stuff like that. But anyway, this Atlantean Great Helm is ranked at level 100, and it gives you 362 health, 8% pip chance, 4% accuracy, 3 pierce, 11 damage, 10 resist, and 15 outgoing, which is pretty decent. You also get a rebirth card, but not just any rebirth card, a 7 pip rebirth card that does 730 base healing with 450 absorption shield. So yeah, pretty cool item card. But you know, like I said, I've kind of went through a lot of options throughout the years of making my healing build. You could also do Hades' Helm of Retribution, which has a little bit less of outgoing, but you get a lot more critical. Now keep in mind throughout the years that they've always been playing around with the updates, and also keep in mind that the whole critical system is kind of weird now. So honestly, you could probably go for more outgoing and kind of less critical, just because, well, now I'm able to get criticals more often. There's, of course, also the Jade Hood Robe, which I know a lot of people wear. This is the level 110 version. I don't know if there's another level version of it. But for this, you get 22 resistance, which is a lot of resist. However, you're getting a lot of low outgoing. And the thing I never liked about Jade gear, which I'll keep comparing it as we go on, is that Jade gear kind of made me feel unkillable, which is the whole point of Jade gear, but at the same time, I felt like the challenge for playing this game was kind of gone, just because if I did go like Jade gear, I would just be unstoppable, and I would always have the best survivability. I kind of wanted to go for a build that had like something in between that. And so for the hat, I just chose the Atlantean Great Helm. And of course, you can go with the Paladin Helm of Atonement, which is available in the Crown Shop, part of a it's part of an outfit bundle. I know it's really expensive. Again, you're getting a lot of critical, and you're getting some outgoing, also with some incoming. You honestly have a lot of options whenever it comes to like outgoing. You also got the Shard Warriors, which has the same outgoing as the Atlantean Great Helm. However, keep in mind that this also doesn't have any resistance. And so again, like I said, I'm trying to go for like something of like a balanced type of stat, right? I'm just trying to go for something balanced. And then for the stitch, obviously for the hat, we have the Series Beast Moon hat. And you can get this hat from Beast Moon. It takes a little while to get the upgrades, but it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it. Sorry, I had to, whatchamacallit, text my mom. But anyway, yeah, there you go. So that's going on from the robe. Oh gosh, the robe. Guys, there's a lot of things that you can do with the robe. So for starters, I have the Spooky Carnival suit, 1017 health, 7% pip chance, 6% accuracy, 21 resist, 19% outgoing, 103 critical block, and 15 shadow pip. And then as a spell card, you get probably one of my favorites. You get the Kiss of Death. It requires 6 pips. If you're a Death Wizard, it would cost less than that. But basically, you would take 1,000 moon damage, and you would give your whole teammates 750 health. So, again, awesome spell, especially if you have a lot of outgoing, or if you have like a lot of boosts, like a Sanctuary. If you use this, you're going to do a lot of healing. So I would highly recommend the Spooky Carnival suit. Now, there is a level 120 version, but during... Oh, no, I already have the level 120 version. There is a level 130 version, I mean. I don't have that version just because during the time I got this is when level 120 was the cap. And so, you know, I don't have time to re-buy the same bundle over and over again every time they've upgrade the levels or upgrade the stats for it. So if you do decide to get this, obviously get the level 130 version or whatever the latest level version is. But for me, I kind of wish there was like a free upgrade whenever it comes to gears, just because I don't feel like re-buying stuff over and over again. I kind of wish there was just like a free upgrade option, but of course, that's never ever going to happen. So for the robe, you actually have a ton of options. You got the Armor of Silent Night, which gives some resist, but I never really liked it the most. I just found this somewhere. It actually comes with 2 spells. You get Shatter and you get Sacrifice, but I don't know. I really like the Spooky Carnival suit. Like, I found this in my, this must have been from one of my pack openings, but this is the Black New Year's Tux, and it got a lot of health, a lot of pip chance, and 17 resist, so pretty decent resist. However, the critical block is very bizarre. A lot of critical block for the spiritual stuff. And you get 11% outgoing, but I don't know if I would recommend this, but if you happen to have it, that could also work. Now, also, some competitors from the Spooky Carnival suit could be the Demiurge Creation Armor. This is for life. A lot of health, a lot of pip chance, and of course you get critical block, 19% resist, so a little bit low resist, and the same amount of outgoing. So honestly, if you think about it, the Demiurge could honestly be a little bit better than the Spooky Carnival. However, I'm also missing that accuracy, and I'm also missing a little bit more resist. But if you needed more health, then yeah, the Demiurge could work. The only problem with the Demiurge is obviously this is the crafted version, and it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. I wish it was glowing more, because when I wear it, it just kind of looks bland to me, and so I kind of just took it off. I was like, yeah, no, it doesn't look... Like, I thought it would be glowing or something like that, but I guess not. But going back onto the robes, again, you just have tons of options. You could also do the Dragoon robe and stuff like that, but for me, personally, the Spooky Carnival suit, it just works the best for me, you know. Out of all of these, you could also use the Majora's Armor of Impulse as well. But again, just for me, I think the Spooky Carnival suit is definitely a win for me. And of course, you can do Jade. If you want to do Jade, you can get a lot of resist. Again, but however, just, you know, make sure that you're keeping track of your outgoing, because of course you're getting a decrease in outgoing. Honestly, Spooky Carnival wins it in my book. Again, this is just a gear set that works for me. And of course, the stitch I'm using is the Beast Moon series armor. Again, takes a long time to craft in Beast Moon. You're gonna have to grind a lot for it, but it's a nice little stitch. I like the glowing robe in the back. I hopefully make like more glowing robes or just more godly robes, because I gotta say the Beast Moon set is pretty nice. I gotta say it's really good. Alright, going on from that, Oh, also you get the Lively Paradox Vestment, which is also pretty decent. You're getting low resist, but you're getting a lot of outgoing, and of course, it looks beautiful. Anyway, let's go on to the boots. You have a little bit of options for the boots, but for me personally, I found this somewhere in my vault. I got the Greaves of the Briny Deep. Now this is a pretty interesting boot, I would have to say. So you get 972 max health, 8% pip chance, 23 damage, 14 resist, and 7% outgoing with 118 critical and 13 shadow pip rating. But what I really like about these boots is the spell card that came with it, and this is pretty cool. It's called Cleansing Current, costs 4 pips, and basically you have a chance of doing 100, 400, or 1,000 healing, and then you can remove a cursed charm. Now this works on your allies as well, so you can maybe cast this on an ally, like, I don't know. But let's say someone got like a bad juju on them, and they needed a little bit of healing, so you could cast this, and if it landed on 1,000, that's going to be a lot of healing, and then you can also remove their charm as well. So again, it's just pretty cool. I really like these boots, and I'm starting to get used to them. Now, of course, if you wanted more outgoing, then you can go for the Green Warden's Peaceful Boots, which offer 27% outgoing, which is pretty crazy. However, just remember that you're not going to get any resist with this, right? You can also, I guess, get the Merciless Life Boots. I wouldn't recommend them for outgoing. And, of course, you can get the Jade Boots, which offer the resist. But, again, you're getting a little bit of low outgoing. And, of course, for me, I want this build to be as kind of balanced as possible. And, hey, you could also go for the Zeus Striders of Vitality. And, again, you're getting, well, I want to say low resist. I mean, you're getting, like, 25 death and 28 myth resist, and you're getting a lot more outgoing. However, remember, you're not getting any universal resist with that. So honestly, you have a lot of options for boots. I mean, you can wear whatever you want for boots, but for me, I really like the Greaves of the Briny Deep. I actually really like it. Alright, now let's go on to the one. Oh, by the way, forgot to say the Stitch. Again, this is part of the Beastman set. These are the Beastman Sari boots. Again, just gold-plated, beautiful, gorgeous, and of course, it takes a long time to craft. So, good luck with all that, but that is basically from head to toe on what I'm wearing. So what do I have in my hands? The big fists. I got a lot of options for the wands. Lots of options. So, it's either between the Silver Order of the Spiral or the Sword of Kings, and I'll do a comparison. So right now I have the Silver Order of the Spiral, which is one of the wands that I've gotten from, I believe, the Immortal Lore Pack, basically. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to equip it. You get 1%, or yeah, you get 1 pip chance, 103 critical block, so a lot of critical block, and you're getting 24 outgoing, which is a lot of outgoing. Now, of course, if you're a Life Wizard, you can get the Sword of Kings, which has 25% outgoing, and of course, a little bit of critical. However, there's no critical block, and I'm kind of conflicted on both of them, but honestly, I just went with the Silver Order of the Spiral just because I wanted a little bit more critical block. But if I'm being honest, I don't think critical block really matters in this game anymore. It's just kind of like, it's really weird now. I don't know. And also, the Silver Order of the Spiral also has some spell cards, like Power Play, which will basically give everybody in the field a 45% pip chance, and it comes with some wand hits as well. So honestly, I just have to say that the Silver Order of the Spiral wins it in my book. And of course, there's also some other options like the Harpoon of the Darksome Depths. This one I've used for a little bit. It comes with 20% outgoing and 95 critical rating. And I use this a little bit just to get more critical, but like I said, the whole critical system is just really bizarre now. But let's say you needed a little bit more healing or a little bit more backup, you could definitely go for the Root of Spring, which I also have. This is a Shadow Forge crafted weapon that you can craft from Chrysalis, and it comes with 12% outgoing, so a little bit of outgoing, but also it comes with the Maycast Rebirth. So basically, you would cast this Brilliant Light, and then you have a chance of doing a Maycast Rebirth, which are the base of 400 health, and it gives a 300 absorb shield. So honestly, I wish they kind of buffed the Root of Spring because this is a really good wand. Probably one of my favorites. And then of course, this is probably one of my cool looking wands, the Staff of Subjugator. This is an insane wand to have, especially in like the beginning of healing. I've used this for like so many years throughout time. It comes with 8% overall pip chance, 48 critical block, 75 critical, and then 15 outgoing and 11% incoming. And it comes with an additional 1 pip. So 9 like total power pip, like 9 pip chance. It's insane. It's a very insane wand. And honestly, I'd have to say it's kind of comparable to the Silver Order of the Spiral, honestly. I don't know if I would sacrifice a little bit more outgoing, because that's about like 9% loss of outgoing. But honestly, for the incoming, I would have to say it might be worth it. It's one of my favorites. And of course, we talked about the Sword of Kings. And you can also go for the Zeus Scepter of Creation. It's alright, but I still wouldn't recommend it. Again, for me, it's kind of like in between the Silver Order of the Spiral and probably the Staff of Subjugator, which is expensive. It's expensive. Also, this is expensive. Most of my gear is expensive. But, I don't know. Silver Order of the Spiral seems to be working out for me. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Alright, going on from the anthems. We gotta talk a little bit about the anthems, alright? Because y'all be running it with the Wolf's Emerald Talon, which is a lot of outgoing. You get 25% incoming and outgoing. And of course, you can put the little opals on there to maximize your outgoing. However, what I really don't like about the Wolf's Emerald Talon is the fact how it's missing a lot of substats. So, for example, I have the Dark Woman's Dagger equipped. So the Dark Woman's Dagger, which can be attained from Morganeth, basically 370 base healing or health, 210 mana, 16% pip chance, which I really like my pip chance, and a little bit of block, 17 critical block, 17 damage, and 20% outgoing. And of course, you can put some health opals on there, and then you can put the circle jewels, the opals basically, 6% from me. I don't have the 7%. And then you can also put another pip chance, or at least for me, I put another pip chance in the triangle socket. So of course, you can go for the Wolf's Emerald Talon if you needed a little bit more outgoing. But looking at it from here, it seems like I would only get like a 5% increase from the, whatchamacallit. Actually, no, I would get more increase than that. Actually, no, I would only just get like a 5% increase, I think. But I don't know, it's up to you. If you want a lot of outgoing, then definitely go for the Wolf's Emerald Talon. But for me, I just like the Dark Woman's Dagger because, like I said, I'm trying to go for a balance of stats, and this is just a gear set that works for me specifically. But ever since Morganeth, I've just been running with this, and I honestly really like this anthem. Now, going on for the amulets, I don't really have anything to say much about the amulets. I just have the Uber Sweetsmith Robe, the Rope. I was about to say the Robe, but no. But this comes with 627 max health, 88 critical block, and 8% like overall resistance. And then of course you can put some opals there to boost your incoming and stuff like that. I just like this one specifically just because of the universal resist. But honestly, you can use whatever you want for the amulets. I don't really have anything to say about the amulets. The ring, on the other hand, is pretty interesting, and I see this happen a lot, alright? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Ring of the Dying Star. So I see a lot of people running the Ring of the Dying Star because it comes with 35% overall outgoing, which is a lot of outgoing. However, there is a problem. It only comes with a square socket, and it doesn't come with an opal socket. So it doesn't really come with many utilities for it. And just because a lot of people see that 35% outgoing, this is basically their go-to, which is fine. But for me, and I believe this is the best outgoing ring to date, I don't know if that's true or not, but this has been my ring ever since level 78. This thing is insanely good. So of course you're getting a base of 242 health, 176 mana, 12% pip chance, 15 critical block rating, and you're also getting 33% overall, outgoing healing. However, The trick is that this amulet, or that not this amulet, this ring, pardon me, this ring, it basically comes with these opals that you can basically equip to them. So if you were to open these up, you can put a health opal here, and then you could also put an outgoing one here, which basically means that 7, 8, 9, yeah, you would get like about like 39 outgoing basically in total. And that basically matches the Ring of the Dying Star. It actually goes over that limit. So you can get up to at least 39 or even 40% outgoing if you had the 7% outgoing opal, which I don't have. You can also put an incoming jewel as well and there. But for me, I think the Stone of the Other Side, like if you have a chance, definitely try to farm for that, because this is a really good ring to have. Would definitely recommend that. But moving on, you could also do the Dragoon's Vibrant Ring, 23% outgoing, so a lot of outgoing, but I don't know if I would recommend it as an outgoing, more of like maybe a damage-based one, but it's up to you. Again, you can do whatever you want. Aphrodite's Evergreen Band, but yeah, for me, the Stone of the Other Side, that's good. I love that one. Then we got the pets. Oh man. Let me tell you something about these pets, okay? These pets are kind of going crazy. So, I have always had a Dryad pet, which is only available to Life Wizard. You can get the other school variant ones, but for me, the Life-specific one is probably my favorite. And it comes with it comes with a lot of spells, or just 3 spells. So, it comes with a Life Blade, it comes with Sweet Swarm, but it also comes with Hammer Dryad. I know you can't see it, but Hammer Dryad can do a base of 800, and so 800 across all your teammates, and then it also removes a damage overtime off all your allies. So they have a damage overtime. I can actually show you. So this is what the spell looks like. So 800 base health healing, then plus remove 1 damage tick overtime to all friends. So this is like a triad and a like AoE heal, which I absolutely love. This is like one of my favorite spells, and this comes from the Dryad pet. I don't know if it comes from the other school variants, but I just love that about the Dryad. I also have 5%, I have Spell Proof and Spell Defy. I can actually just show you on the pet page right here. I got Spell Proof, Spell Defy, Energizing Battery, which I used to like, but now I absolutely hate it. They basically redid Healing Current, so it doesn't have a chance of doing 1,000 anymore. The only base it does is 325 plus a very weak overtime healing. Honestly, I never liked this change, and I've been really trying hard to like change it ever since. But it's hard leveling up pets. But for now, I'm just gonna have to live with it. I also have Unicorn, which is 465 base healing, which I believe they buffed the Unicorn spell, so that's good. And I also have the Medic, which is 8% overall outgoing. Now, I also have the Happy Accident type of not spell, but I have the Lifesaver Jade. And this is by far the hardest. This is so hard to get. Okay, let me tell you this. I got this during the Spring Scroll of Fortune a year ago, basically. Not 2 years ago, a year ago, right? Probably the best. Let me move my head, by the way, so you can see it. But probably one of the best opals for a pet that I've ever seen. So, 4% outgoing, may cast Pigsy. So, you can do a may cast Pigsy with this pet. That is amazing. 550 base, right? I mean, that's incredible, right? The level it has to be is Ancient, and of course, no sell, no auction, no shatter. So, this can never ever be shattered. Unstock it. I can unstock it, and then I can equip it right back on. Or, better yet, I can unsocket this, and I can put it on one of my other pets. Now, like I said, I've been working on other pets to try and get a different type of pet. I got Dr. Misty right here that basically has Cycle of Life, but I don't like the way that they changed the Maycast ratings, because every time I can never get the Maycast Cycle of Life to occur. It's kind of like a rare occurrence. But if I did want to add the Lifesaver Jade, I can add it right there. And it's kind of the same replica of the previous pet, Dr. Angel. Except I'm just missing that Healing Current Maycast because honestly, I just really don't like Healing Current. Honestly, I'd have to say it's between Dr. Misty and then Dr. Angel. But I love my Dryad pets. But again, getting that opal, getting like that specific opal is very hard because you can only get them from Kroger stores or you have to, ask someone to buy it for you and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty fun opal to have for your pets. And then for the mounts, of course, we got the Mammoth Mini Permanent Mount, which can be farmed for in Jewel Sloped, I believe, in Polaris. I know it can be farmed, but you can also buy it in the Crown Shop. Luckily for me, a very kind viewer by Blaze IronGem, I was streaming one time, and they basically sold me this mount. Or they basically gifted it to me, so just like, thank you so much for that. I've been using it ever since, because it comes with that 2% outgoing substat, which is really nice. Also, who doesn't want a cute little Mammoth mini mount? It is so adorable. Look at it. It's so cute. It is so adorable. Now, let's go on to the deck, which I gotta say, this deck is insane. I saw someone wearing it, and I was like, what type of deck is this? And I looked at it, I was like, yo, this deck is insane. We got the Tatiana's Deck of Salvation. This is the crafted version. It can be crafted from Darkmoor. And this deck is insane. At first, I was skeptical about it. I was like, okay. But then I looked into it. I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, I used it a couple times. It's crazy. Is it hard to craft? Yeah, it's a little hard to craft, but it is insanely good. So, again, 64 maximum spells, 7 max copies, and this is the crazy part. You can get a maximum of 10 life copies in this deck. That means I can basically have 10 Pigsies in my deck. The sideboard is at 40, 60 health substat, 18 critical, and then this is also a really good substat, 2 shadow resistance. It might not seem like a lot, but that is really good. You get a 1 power, or you just get a 1 pip as usual, just 1 pip. And then you get the, whatchamacallit, you can get a socket, and I put a 15% accuracy. This is a 15% accuracy, which is really good. I would highly recommend that you guys get this deck, if possible. But for me, as a life wizard, I love this deck. But honestly, you can do a lot. Like, you can go for a lot. I know the Luphilium, the Omen deck, is also good. But for the life of me, I farmed that boss so many times and never managed to get that Omen deck. But yeah, you can pretty much use whatever you want as a healing deck, honestly. You can pretty much go for whatever. But this is probably one of my favorite decks. I really do love this deck. Alright, so now that we've kind of gone over what I'm wearing, we can now go into the general stats of things. So like I said, this is primarily my healing build. This is my healing build. So here we go with the full stats of everything. So we have the damage at 51, life damage, and 34% universal damage. Hashtag remove damage cap from PvE. I'm just kidding. Anyway, the health, I should probably go into my health first, but 9,014 health and 536 mana, so a lot of mana. And then for the resistance, this is pretty interesting, and I'll explain this, but I have a universal resistance of 68, which is pretty decent, and 70%, I guess, basically, for shadow pips, right? Now, the reason, here's the reason I don't want to go over 70%. I have a feeling that KI themselves are going to do something with the resist, because they've been doing a lot of stat limit changes, so I feel like they're going to, like, make the cap 70. I know it's kind of a weird theory, but we've seen it with the damage cap and the critical cap and stuff like that, and, every, type of stat is getting their own cap limit, and obviously they're still kind of fighting the Jade tankers and stuff like that. So I feel like eventually they will add a stat, like, limit to resistance. But I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But for me, I think that 68 and 70 shadow, like, resistance is pretty good for me. Like, I haven't been able to, like, die so frequently, but it does help. It does really help. And then for the accuracy, I got 10 universal accuracy, and then I got 25 life accuracy, which is pretty good. I would definitely recommend you stay near the 20 range, because as a life wizard, you don't want to really fizzle those spells, right? You have a high accuracy with those spells, so again, you don't want to make, you just don't want to fizzle. Now for the critical, again, just critical doesn't really matter. I have 118 universal critical, and I have 136 critical as well. But again, I just, the way they did critical nowadays, it's just so weird and bizarre. I mean, even low levels can get criticals now, so I don't know. I'm not really worried about critical as much, just because I'm getting criticals every time I cast a spell. It's crazy. For the block rating, it's pretty interesting. It's 326 base critical block rating, but I don't know about the critical block rating. I don't know if it's bugged or if we just visually can't see it. Again, it's just hard to measure. It's just really bizarre. I don't know. But let's go into the outgoing and incoming, which is a lot. The incoming is set at 18% incoming, right? Now, a lot of people get confused about incoming and outgoing. So, incoming healing is the healing that you receive, right? So, let's say I were to cast myself, a rebirth, then I would take, incoming healing from that. Then, outgoing is how much overall healing that you're giving out, right? And now I know a lot of people got confused about that. So, incoming is healing that you receive yourself. You'll see the little boost icon, and then outgoing is how much outgoing healing that you're doing. So our outgoing is at 150%. Now obviously you can go way higher than this. I think the highest I've been to is 168 outgoing, but for me, I found it unnecessary to have a lot of outgoing, just because I rather focus on a little bit more of my resistance a little bit more. You could argue that you could again go for the the Jade boots, but again, we're looking for kind of a balance in stats and stuff like that, for healing primarily. Also, I also have a hunch that they will eventually, for some weird reason, I have a hunch that they'll add a stat limit for outgoing healing. So even if I was above the stat limit, I don't even think it would matter. I just feel like they're gonna add stat limits to everything. I don't know. I just feel like we've only seen a little bit of a taste of it, but yeah, we'll just see what they do with some of these stats. I mean, cross your fingers that they don't add a cap limit, especially for PvE. I hope they don't, but it's their game. It's their game, but whatever. Anyway, pip conversion is set at a base of 333, which I don't know. I kind of forgotten about the pip conversion stat ever since Mirage. It was a nice concept, but there's not really enough pip conversion gears out there, I don't know, but if you like pip conversion, you can build on that and stuff like that. My maximum power pips is set at 101. Ironically, it's set at 101. So I love me some power pips. I never like getting the white pips, the Walmart pips. Never like getting them. And the shadow pip rating is kind of low. It's at 103. So, but I still get shadow pips. It's not too dire of a situation, but I do get a little bit of shadow pips here and there. So that is basically it. That is my healing gear. I know that was a long video, but thought you guys might just be interested in some of the things I wear. Again, if you have any suggestions, I mean, feel free to comment. But just know I'm not gonna buy a bundle or a pack or something like that. Especially if it's an upgrade version. I'm not paying any money for this game. I'm not feeding them no more money. They got enough money already. But that pretty much wraps it up for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. My name is Richard Unicorn Caller, and I will see you guys later. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys are rocking for healing gear. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace out, and thanks for watching.